everybody. It's Jennifer Roberts, the Pod Queen. That's my special song.
Yeah.
I wrote it.
I like it.
Yeah, it's kind of
Songwriter.
Yeah, I'm a lyricist, I'm a songwriter, couldn't pass any audition, had to create my own context for which I win. It's my own show, people, it's my own kingdom. I am the Pod Queen.
You're ahead of your time.
Thank you. And that's why I have the ultra-wise Jessica Clark, who recognizes my brilliance. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Aura, orbs, lights, it is. So in this little series I'm doing about kind of how to find God, I have Jessica Clark because you have found him. Have you clung to him? Have you held him?
I have him.
You have him. She contains him. She is the all in all. You get it.
Right.
And so I want us to talk just in a practical way about how to find God just in life. I think many people have kind of false concepts of how to connect with Jesus and what it looks like. And when our context seems different than the perfect environment, we kind of freeze, get paralyzed, and not know how to function. And so before you answer my question, how to find God, because you have found him, tell me about who you are, you're married, you have kids, the ages, all that. Do that.
Right, okay. Clear my throat on your...
I get it. We do that here.
I'm Jessica Clark, and I am married to Richie Clark. He's a musician, songwriter, guy.
And bald.
And bald.
We love
with
bald
glasses. Yeah.
Yeah, we love
so
that.
I like that look.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 4 children. My oldest is 13. He's special needs, so he's a little bit more like a 2 or 3-year-old.
Right.
And then I have a 6-year-old who's a little bit more like a 25-year-old.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then I have a 5-year-old. Those are both boys. Then I have a 5-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son.
So your hands are full.
Very full.
Yeah.
Very full. Yeah.
You're in the trenches.
Right. I'm in the mix with that's what I do.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah, and I homeschool my middle 2, the baby, obviously. Mainly I just follow him around, try to keep him from eating aspirin and stuff like that. But
harness him, use duct tape, whatever it takes.
Leashes, you name it. I use my resources. And then my oldest goes to public school. So my days are usually, I start early in the morning, getting the youngest ready, the oldest ready. And then, very quickly, the day just kind of goes until it's over. Very quickly.
So there's a lot that's unpredictable in your life.
Right. Every day is a surprise.
Every day is a surprise.
Yeah.
So how do you find God in the midst of that?
Well, it's interesting that now, and it's probably what's probably the most peaceful time of my life, because we have had, we had 5 years of just people dying, crisis, we lost babies, just horrible, tragic years, about 5 years of our life.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah, and during that time, I found him very easily.
Yeah.
Because God is close when you're
to the
hurting.
brokenhearted.
Yeah, he's close to the brokenhearted. Yeah. So in that whole tornado season, I was just hanging on.
Yeah.
And I learned him as a father, I think, during that time. So I started to understand how faithful he is and how trustworthy he is and how loving he is.
Yeah.
And when I would rage at him over the loss of my children or whatever, he was never intimidated by my anger or my fear. And I feel like I gained so much in that time, an understanding of the character of God.
Yeah.
So then it's interesting.
Which is critical.
Yeah.
Because without that peace, you don't even know if you want to approach him.
Right. Why would I want to hang out with a God who's unkind or unforgiving or angry?
Yeah.
So coming out of that season into what's been a very peaceful season now, my kids are all relatively healthy and my life is kind of predictable, more than it's ever been as far as medically and financially and all that. I'm in one place. It's surprising that now is where it's kind of hard to find him sometimes because things are really pretty good. I don't need him so desperately, but I do.
Right.
So it's very practical. I think the way that I find him now is just it's day to day. I have to live. I have to live in his presence. I have to live in peace because I have 4 little people that are dependent on me for everything. Right. And if I'm thrown, if I'm frazzled, if I'm angry, if I'm confused, then that's what I'm communicating. That's what I'm imparting to them. Right. So much of my life is breath prayers, and he's with me. I know he's with me, and I know that he loves me and he loves my children. And so he's when I give myself that pause, that breath to remember who he is and who I am, then there's immediately that grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because you acknowledge that he's there.
Yeah.
So why not then include him in everything around you and what you're doing instead of marginalizing Jesus to a room?
Right.
Just
or
so
to a
you're here.
specific time. You know, I was raised in Christian school and private school, and so it's always been my tendency to go performance. Like, okay, everybody who is spiritual has a certain quiet time, and everybody who is spiritual has a certain time that they're sitting down with their Bible. You know, they're not like reading the Bible on their iPhone in the middle of dinner because they're trying to keep up with some kind of plan. You know what I mean? But I'm just the older I get, the more I realize that He's with me.
Yeah.
And that I don't have to do it right.
Right.
He's with me.
Yeah. He's with you.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's good. So then, what are some of the prayers you're offering? Those breath prayers. Describe that.
Right. Well, I pray for grace. I pray for patience. You know, a lot of times it's just one of those situations where, you know, the dishes are broken and everybody's crying at once and they're all, you know, immediately hungry at the same time. And it's just like they're on my legs and I'm exhausted, and then my husband needs something, he's calling, can you come and do this and whatever, and it's
You're just throwing food at the animals.
Yeah, I'm just like throwing animal crackers, you know.
Just go.
Here's eggs, whatever, just do something. And so a lot of the times it's just help me.
Yeah.
Just help me.
Just help me.
Yeah. And it's amazing the way that He comes through in that. You would think, oh, I need to be something else. I need to have earned this kind of grace, or I need to have been spiritual enough to this point to, you know, or I need to have gone to bed at a decent time, or I need to have done something differently in my life to have earned. But the truth is that when I come to Him and I say, help me right now, He's with me.
It's good.
Yeah.
Help me right now, He's with me. That's good. So something else you touched on I like is that you can't be a good mom without Jesus.
Right.
You can't be patient in and of yourself.
No.
You need Him.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of moms get stuck in this, I don't have time for that, but your life is full.
It is.
And you're saying, yeah, I have time for it because I'm desperate and can't live without it.
Right.
But it looks different than a particular method.
Right.
It's crying out. It's the reach of your heart.
Yeah.
So what about the mom that's stuck in the paralyzing guilt and doesn't know where to start? What do we say to her?
You know, I think that so much of it is just starting to believe that God loves you and to believe that He's with you. Like when I say with you, I don't just mean like He's present, watching your activities and disapproving, but that He's genuinely with you. Yeah. Like He's helping you. When you're cleaning up raw eggs off of the floor, He's with you.
Yeah.
You know, when you are falling into bed and you're in the same clothes that you wore all day and you'll probably wear for half of the day tomorrow, He's with you.
Yeah.
You know,
so real.
And for me, having children has helped me, I think, so much with that, because they're so responsive to what's happening that if I give them an inroad, like, you know, we have here at the International House of Prayer, we have the prayer room. If I turn that web stream on in the morning and I just have it in the background, they're so responsive to that. They're automatically going to move toward God. Right. And so I can follow their cue a lot of the time. If I just open the door, then, you know, we're all going to be moving together in a direction.
Yeah.
And that's been so helpful. So I just, for a mom who's totally frazzled and feels like they're blowing it, I would just encourage you to believe that God is with you, He loves you, and that you can go with Him, that He'll come with you.
Right. And the beauty of embracing Jesus where you are is mundane things become holy.
Right.
And now cleaning up the raw egg with Jesus is a holy activity.
Right.
And so sacred and secular, what is that? It is all holy to the Lord.
Right.
And so as moms, we have that amazing privilege to invite a holy God into normal mundane activities, and they become holy because He's there.
Right.
Which is so encouraging.
Yeah.
So no one's left out.
Right.
Which is the best news ever.
I know, because you feel that way as a mom at
feel
home. You feel left
disconnected and blah, blah, blah. But God is with you. Yeah. The creator of the universe resides inside of you, and He's all around you, and He's in your home, and He's with you as you're on your knees cleaning up raw egg. This is good news for us.
Yeah, it's good news.
We can do this. Let the reach in your heart define you today. Padre likes you.